Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy!
and Tony Kokonakis.
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We're live right now on Twitch. We start Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock for the MovieCast Gamecast. Come on and join us. If you can't be here, all the content's over on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe to see when we post to go live.
April Fools?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Welcome, guys, to the Gamecast. This has been an April Fool's Day, so I usually stay off the news as much as I can. But what have you been playing? I know, Mike, you've been playing Kingdom Come because you streamed it on our Twitch account, which, by the way, listeners, viewers, subscribe.
Surprise.
That way, go on. Yeah.
So, it was requested by my friend. I'm like, all right, why not? So, yeah, we got a little bit on there. I don't know if we're going to put this on YouTube or not. I don't have the computer right now to do that myself. So, but yeah, no, a little middle part there, a little bit of story. It was an interesting section to show because it was kind of not representative because I was trapped in an area, which you normally aren't in this game. But it was kind of funny. You get to see me actually fail something. I ran out of time. I had to reload. It was pretty funny stuff. But yeah. So that game, getting more into the story now after doing a lot of side stuff in the first area. But yeah, it's good. It's about what I expected. Again, yeah, it's like The Witcher 3 without magic, times Bethesda, times whatever. And then, more Marvel Rivals. Finally got to Diamond. But I'm about ready for this next season turnover thing. I'm ready for new stuff other than Twerking Venom, which I did. I did get a hold of Twerking Venom, so that's a fun emote for April Fools.
That was a great April Fools.
It's real though. If you
it is
you
real.
have
It is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's infinite. You start it and he just keeps going until you move or do something else.
Every lobby I've been in the past day or whatever has had Venom on both sides. I'm like, okay. Yeah. What's cool is I was like, to tie in with this, they released a what was like a little pack for like $3. You get
there's the like orange one,
orange Venom, but it's cool because it's like the shade of orange is one of the alternates from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and it has like his blue alt 2 from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So like, oh, look at that! Like, I see you. I see.
That's awesome. That's always
the
cool.
homage.
Yeah. Bless you.
All right.
Thank you.
Tony?
More Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
I finally...
That's right, you're playing that.
Yeah. I didn't even know how the story structure worked, but I beat Chapter 1 last night, which was pretty cool, where the characters are actually meeting for story reasons and stuff, because I'm like 15 hours in, so other than the intro, I was like, when do these two paths cross? Because I have no idea. And it was finally, I was just like, I guess I need to go do this one quest because I couldn't figure out what to do progression-wise. And it's kind of easy to get lost, typical open world style where you're just like, oh, I'll do this quest, but on my way to this quest, I see this point, and I want to go explore here. Then just stuff pops up and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty good still. Enjoying it, and we'll see, what happens. But it's good.
Cool. Okay.
On pace to make it through the game in your allotted time, then?
I think so.
No, I haven't been doing too much. I played some Marvel Rivals because of the April Fool's thing, just to check it out, but I am so bad at that game right now. So
yeah. All right. That's it for me too. I haven't really done much gaming wise. So, all right. Getting the news, folks. Got a lot to talk about here. We've got a lot coming soon. The Switch 2 Direct is tomorrow. For those wondering, it will be 60 minutes long. About 60 minutes long.
That's significant.
I think the Treehouse is the following 2 days, right? They're doing a long Treehouse session for that.
So Treehouse, for those you don't remember, is what they did after E3, like when Nintendo was like not doing E3 the first couple of years, where they're like, hey, we're gonna do our digital conference directs, but we'll have the tree, like, because we have stuff at E3 to show, and we'll have the tree house, which is like, hey, we're going to do deep dives of a game for like 30 minutes to an hour, and they just rotate throughout the day, which I thought was really cool because, you know, for viewers, you know, people that aren't at E3, you get to see these like deep dives into the games where you're like, oh, like, okay. And a lot of times they would have a developer on there that explained, oh, well, you know, our thought process for this, you know, people like farming simulation games, so we made a farming simulation mode in this RPG, and, you know, low-hanging fruit there.
Yeah, because you get the trailer at the conference or whatever,
Yes.
and then
Yeah,
you'd
and
get
you get
now
to
it's like now let's dive into this thing and see what it's all about.
Right.
I
So
thought that was a really good idea.
Right. So for them to do 2 days worth of Treehouse,
Yeah.
Man, I wonder like, over under 5 Microsoft games, Jim.
oh, do we count how do
Good-
collections count?
Good question.
Like, does Master
Good
Chief
question.
Collection count as
Oh.
5 games, or does it count as 1?
That's a good
I think
question.
it's one game, so it's going to be under 5. But you get
Ooh,
Forza.
what? Under 5?
Yeah, I think Forza, Halo, Doom. I think that's it for.
Call of Duty?
Yeah, I guess you got to advertise Call of Duty. I forgot.
Rare
I always
Collection?
forget to have that. Which one?
Rare Collection? Tony Hawk?
I don't think it launched though. I just don't think right away. I think you'll get those, but I don't think in this broadcast.
I'm not saying
I don't think
launch,
you're getting
but
that in
I
this-
think we will see at least 5
I
games
don't
from
think you're getting
Microsoft.
that in this broadcast. I don't think you're getting that in this broadcast. I think you're getting under 5 in this broadcast. You will get those games 100%, but I just don't think you're getting it all in this one broadcast.
I think we're getting Call of Duty. I think. Well, I don't know if you guys want to
I
do
forgot about Call of
predictions or
Duty.
not,
Yeah.
but I think
I
we're
mean,
getting.
I would.
Good.
What?
I would hope that this is focused mostly on Nintendo stuff. Like
No,
they have
absolutely it
enough
will be,
where
but-
they don't need that many Microsoft titles at their initial like first impression of the system.
Right, but the Nintendo Directs always have like a sizzle reel where they just quickly go through games that have already been released.
Right.
That's like, hey, it's coming to Switch, and you can play it portably now. Because that's how it worked the first time around.
So what we got with the first Switch,
Right.
we got a whole bunch of ports of other games. So
Wii U games.
exactly,
Yeah. I mean,
I think
we'll
we see a sizzle reel of and see a bunch of
100%,
Microsoft
absolutely.
games.
We'll see.
Absolutely. It's going
I
to be
don't
Call of Duty. It's going to be Doom Eternal. It's going to
Diablo?
be Diablo for sure. Diablo 4. And probably Rare Collection, I'm assuming. And Halo Master Chief Collection. I could see them saying the Halo Master Chief Collection for this. It'll also be released on PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
I think they were waiting for
definitely.
this.
Sea of Thieves is a good one, Jim. I'd definitely say
Sea of
that.
Oh,
Thieves
could be
Sea of
out
Thieves
there.
is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be 5. It's got.
Well, those
You're
first
right.
4 that we got,
Tony
those
Hawk.
first 4.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
oh, it's
already
only
naming,
these
like-
4 guys. Only these
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Start.
So
Then
I
everything
mean,
else will follow.
we'll see. Any other
But yeah,
predictions?
60 minutes. Like 60 minutes
It's
is
a long time.
It's yeah, especially because we don't know much, but like at the same time, you don't need a lot, right? You just need to show off the specs, to see what it features,
See what it
and
can
stuff.
do. Yeah.
But
I think-
I'm excited. If it's 60 minutes, we're probably gonna get a lot
A lot of games.
more stuff than we anticipated.
That or there's some like features that it can do that we don't.
Demonstration
They're going to
thing.
demonstrate. Yeah.
Right.
That's what
so
I'm thinking.
the one thing in the last time where they had that like 2-minute, 22-second video,
Yeah.
So they teased the mouse feature, right?
Yeah.
Of the Joy-Cons, and in the video, I forget if it was labeled or not, but the one extra button underneath the start or home
Yeah.
on the right part
It's the
is the C button. They didn't explain that at all. And even today on the Nintendo app, which they released because Elon Musk fucked over Twitter so much that Nintendo's like, yeah, you know what? We'll just create our own social platform again, you know? Anyway, they teased the sound that the C button makes when you press it. So there's an entire sound that gets made when you press this C button, which is kind of like, well, that's weird. Why would they make that, right? It's got to be something. Camera.
Screenshot.
People are saying
Capture.
communication. Somebody
Capture.
somebody even threw out this wild guess that or thing that said the C button is for connect, and you'll be able to connect it to the Switch 1 and use it as like the Wii U gamepad to the Switch 2 docked or something like that. When I was like, that is pretty crazy. Like that is out there. I don't think that's gonna be it, but like that's pretty out there to be like, yeah, totally.
It could just be a simple integration into social media, like like Twitch. Press the button to launch Twitch.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Stuff
be
like
like a communication channel.
a stream button.
Share button.
Yeah, like a
Sony's
share
ahead of their time.
Yeah, I think it could just be that, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more than that.
so yeah, I mean, other game wise for Nintendo, what are we expecting here? Do we get a Mario Odyssey 2?
We'll get a 3D Mario. I don't know if it's going to be Odyssey 2.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do some numbered sequels with Mario all of a sudden. That'd be weird a little bit. I mean, they did with Galaxy, I guess, but
I mean,
Yeah.
that was
if anything, I
in the
kind of
same thing.
yeah. So what they did was they had Odyssey. There was no DLC for it, which is kind of weird because
That's what I'm
Nintendo
thinking.
released a lot of DLC for their first party games. Smash, obviously. Uh, Mario 3D World port got that whole extra Bowser mode. Zelda obviously got DLC. So I was really curious that Mario didn't. Like Splatoon's did, Fire Emblems did. So I think that it was one of those things that were like, you know what? Instead of just releasing like a DLC, we'll just save it for a sequel, like fludge out everything. So that's my guess. But at the same time, the 3D World expansion came with like Bowser's Fury or whatever, which was completely different. So they could go in that direction in terms of like how a new 3D Mario could go. So either one of those I see, but yeah.
I mean, the that's what, and sure, we're talking about it in the chat is the ports, the upgraded visuals. Do you think we get fees for that? Do we have to pay for a whole new game? I hope it's not a whole new game because that's going to cause some flack.
No, it's definitely not. Because so one of the things they showed off in Direct last week, which we'll get to, was digital game sharing between family accounts.
Yeah,
and,
we'll get to that shortly.
On the page they released afterwards, it talks about whatever specifications, but there's a sentence where they say Nintendo Switch 2 enhanced games, implying that Switch 1 games, if you play it on Switch 2, will have either a patch or it'll just be automatically like frame rate unlocked or something like that. Because a lot of the games in the past like 2 years on the Switch, people have like data mined when they leaked it, got it on the PC, and it's like, why is Bayonetta have an uncapped frame rate? Because it's 30 FPS, right? It's like you don't need that, right? So
Yeah.
I'm personally hoping for that. I don't think they'll go the paid route, just because it's a different level than like say what Sony's doing, where it's like, hey, Horizon remastered. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's why I'm like, I think Sony was trying to do that $10 upscale charge. Essentially, remember they were trying to do a $10 upgrade.
Mhm.
That's why I was wondering if Nintendo would do that.
Yeah.
I really hope it's just like here, like you said, here's the game. It plays great on the system. That's why, because it can upscale automatically.
Well, $10 upgrade, wasn't that for the remastered versions?
Was it to pay for those versions? I thought it was like a patch essentially for your game.
No, there's a lot of patches that were free, like God of War Ragnarok.
God of War was free. Yeah.
I think for
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Horizon 2 was free.
Horizon
Horizon,
was
they
$10,
tried
$10.
not to do
Yeah.
that. That was, remember, that was the controversy because originally they said this would be available for both and free upcharge, and then they tried to charge for it anyway, and then
Right.
they're like, okay,
Right.
just kidding. So if you
Yeah.
so you could still buy the PS4 version and then get it for free, but they hid that. It wasn't in the stores anywhere. They hid that version after a while.
Yeah.
But so because they were trying to get rid of that, so there was a big controversy about that.
Yep.
So we'll see.
So, yeah, we will see. Yeah, we'll get more about that next week as we see it.
Well, by the time
this
everybody's
week-
listening to this, if you're not watching it live,
Yeah, if you're not watching it
aired.
live,
Mhm.
you'll have it aired. We can talk about the Switch 1 Direct from last week, which Nintendo dedicated to releases for their Switch 1 for the rest of this year, hopefully. I don't know. A lot of games coming. A lot of quirky games, I would say, from the stream, like the Tomodachi Life, the Rhythm Heaven Groove, which I thought was really a weird looking game.
They are weird looking games because they are weird.
Yeah.
Games.
Huh?
They are weird.
They're
games.
weird.
Yeah.
They are weird. So yeah, makes sense.
But I mean, just picking out a couple of big ones. Obviously, they had Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake on here. Saga Frontier 2 remastered. Let's see. I don't know if we can go with Patapon and Patapon 2.
Sony games.
Yeah, that's kind of big. Coming July 11th. Those two.
People love those patapons.
Yep. Plus, everybody loves
Um,
golf. Another Sony game.
Yeah, everybody. That's a Hot Shots game coming, which I was awesome to see Hot Shots coming back. For me, I think that's gonna be great. I didn't really see the Story of Seasons game. I didn't really watch that part too much. How did that look? I don't know. The Grand Bazaar. I don't know. It's not
Like
really
any
for me.
farming game, you just it's one of those things you have to
Through a
play.
lot of this.
Let's see. Shadow Labyrinth. Stop me if you want to talk about it. Witchbrook. Oh, Telltale Love Story Seasons. Okay.
Witchbrook, was it Witchbrook?
Witchbrook looks cool.
Yeah,
Witchbrook
that looks
is,
awesome.
Yeah, looks good.
Witchbrook?
It's been
Gorgeous. Oh yes, that's the one. Yeah. Pixel.
Pixel
It's
art.
the
been
pixel art.
like in the
Yeah.
making for a long
A
time.
long time. Yeah, people were like really worried about it because we hadn't heard anything about it, but being on front and center on Nintendo Direct made a lot of people happy. I think it's Chucklefish Games, right? So
Right.
and it's 4-player co-op, so that's pretty cool. Love to see it. So type of indie games that we need more of, not less.
Let's see. Tamagotchi Plaza. There's the Hot Shots game. Let me see some of the bigger stuff here. Obviously, we had some bigger stuff too. Unless you want me anything else here, like Raidu Remastered. Is that another one? Anything to talk about here?
Atlas, whatever.
Yeah, Atlas. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. We'll start with that one though.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Another kind of pixel style beat 'em up with Marvel characters.
Emu, people who made Streets of Rage 4 and Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah. This will be on other systems. But it's kind of like the folks behind the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, like you said, and it's got a lot of good characters in the beginning though. There's
15.
what's the slate? How many?
15?
Yeah.
15 characters. I know we know
15.
Nova, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, Storm.
Venom, I think they said.
Venom's there.
I think I saw Venom.
Oh, Venom's in there. Yep, Venom's in there. So a heck of a cast.
It's like yeah. What's interesting to me is it's up to 4-player co-op, which is actually less than what the Turtles was. But I don't know if when you do this, because they showed single player first, and each you control 2 characters, like you can do team up moves or switch. I'm not sure which.
You switch.
So when you do 4 characters, is there really 8
You mean 4
characters?
players? Yes.
4 players.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It would be interesting. So yeah, it looks good. Release date on this? I don't think we did get anything in that
I think
yet,
it's
right?
just dated for
Holiday
later this
season.
year, Yeah.
Just this,
Yeah, holiday
this
season.
year.
Let's see. Pokemon Legends Z-A. So that's a new detailed game, a new look at the game. Basically it's coming this year, late this year. Bringing in day and nighttime battles for Pokemon fans. I haven't really played much Pokemon recently, so I'm not sure that's a huge deal. I don't know, but we'll see.
Have to make it mean something.
As we mentioned before, also they have the virtual game cards. That was a big feature. We'll save we're going to skip over a game that doesn't exist, so we'll leave that for the end. But Nintendo has a new gaming loaning system for the family. So what was that virtual game card thing?
Pretty much it's a way to digitally share a copy of a video game. Akin to let's say, I own the physical cartridge of, Mario Odyssey, and my brother wanted to borrow it. Physically, you can do that, right? Digitally, It's a little bit harder. What you'd have to do is kind of convoluted, and I think it's been around since the PS3 days, where it's like you sign into your friend's account or whatever as the main account, and then on your actual home system, you sign in as a secondary account because you need to be connected to the internet. The secondary account needs to be connected to the internet at all times, apparently, something like that. But this one is a bit more straightforward, where it's like, hey, if you have a household, it is one copy of New Super Mario Brothers or whatever, you can allot it or assign it to one person in your family membership group, where it's like, oh, Timmy's going away for the weekend, so we'll give him the Mario game, and he could play Mario for the weekend. So he checks it out for, I think, 2 weeks or something like that before it gets returned to the main account holder or something like that. So it's family sharing, but not the best, but better than nothing.
I don't know. For me, I'm like, why wouldn't I just sign in on all the systems myself to have the games available?
Something, because maybe they want to share with friends. You don't want to sign into some system you don't know.
They'd have to be in the same house with you. You can't be over the internet, so it has to be in the same Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Right,
but that
you have
doesn't
to be
mean people
local,
can't come
right?
in to your house, bringing their own things.
Yeah, you can share it out that way. Yeah, but
So
I
you
don't
want
know.
to sign into other people's things.
Like I feel like if like let's say like we're on a family plan and I wanted to loan my game out to you guys, that's where the feature would work. Like here's 2 weeks, you guys can borrow the game to play it. But
Right.
that's not what they want. Clearly.
Well, you'd have because if you could just do it online, everybody would do it. There'd be no
I just don't see the point.
downside.
I don't see the point of it because I'll just sign in. Like if I get a second system, I'm going to sign in on that system, and because I own the game.
Right, but not everything applies to you, Jim.
But who
Also,
does that?
like,
Like,
well,
who doesn't?
but so then you're signed into that system, though. What if the other person wants to get all the?
They have their username on the system. Like why would that? Why wouldn't that change?
Okay.
They just launch the
No.
game with their username.
I don't know.
What if you
I'm
have
saying
2 kids, Jim?
Sure, you do.
I'm on the other system with their username.
What if you have 3 Switches, Jim?
That's who has. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You sign in all 3.
Who has
What's the
3
problem?
kids? Who has 2 kids?
Who has
and
3 switches? I was gonna say who's 3 switches, not 3
Well,
kids.
I mean, everybody who's got 3 kids that have they're not sharing their own switches if they got, especially if they're not like docking ones.
I would just be signed in on their systems. So if they're my kids in the house, I would be signed in, not them. They would not have a Nintendo account. So that's just me. But unless they're older.
What I
guess,
got
but-
out of this is, why don't we just buy physical? That's what I got out of it. But
Says the
whatever.
Game Pass subscriber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the last physical
I
game
think it's
you
a
bought,
good
Mike?
thing.
Pirate Yakuza game.
Oh, okay. There you go. Not
Yeah,
King
I
of
think it's a
Kong?
good step towards
No.
trying to make digital work
Shareable.
better for some people.
Yeah. All right. They also announced Nintendo Today, which is the new app we talked about a couple times already. You can get all the latest news, videos, and special comics for your favorite Nintendo video games. That's called Nintendo Today. It is available now, and they launched their news about the Zelda movie on that. So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be
Haven't
things
really
other than
checked out.
Switch 2 tomorrow, too. So
Get in on that.
last, unless there are other games, I'm going to finish up here on this news with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond was shown. More of it.
Yep.
So a new look at it. Only listed for 2025. No specific date. So I'm still alive. I'm alive.
Well, they just
is-
didn't want to spoil the release date
yeah.
of the Switch too.
yeah, it's. I guarantee you, it's the same month as the Switch 2 launch. Which, by the way,
if
is rumored for
not
June.
day and date.
It's
Yeah.
June or June, yeah, June 9th.
Big birthday gift there.
I know what it's gonna be. Do I get myself Metroid Prime right off the bat? I lost this bet. I'm playing Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I think I have to do that, right? If I get the system, so I'm gonna get the system. I'm gonna probably just trade my original Switch in for it, and yeah.
You wouldn't give it to
So
Aria?
No, I don't know. She usually plays it, but I'm, not. We don't ever cross over too much with needing to play the systems. You know what I'm saying? If she wants to play the Switch, I'll play on the PS5, and vice versa. It's kind of like So it's
Okay.
not like we need 2 Switches in the house.
Mhm.
Back to that
I
conversation.
look forward to the podcast later this year. It's like, oh, my daughter wants her own Switch now.
Well, she wants to Switch too. is the
Oh, she
problem.
I could get a little handheld Switch at that point. So I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Despite all the jokes we've had about me losing a bet to Tony, that was not the point of the bet.
Like a
Well, the point of
6-year
the bet-
bet, right?
Yeah.
Is it 6 years?
It was not the point of the
Oh,
bet.
yeah.
But the point was, yeah. What's that? Beyond Good
Did
and Evil
anyone
is
else
dead.
find this? Yeah. Did anyone else find this a little lackluster?
100%. But I
Yeah.
think that's how I felt with the first one. And I think they're really holding back for the Switch 2 part where it's like, hey, we're going to show you all the bells and whistles of the, like, if you buy and play this on the Switch 2, it looks better. It's graphically, fidelity a lot better, stuff like that. I think they're waiting to razzle dazzle us on the Switch 2 presentation.
I mean, it's so
I was,
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. But it was funny. It's like, oh, and here's her new power, psychic. You can
It's almost
open
like
a door.
Open door.
they wanted. They didn't want to get people It's almost they wanted to appease every crowd, so they want to give somebody for
Yes.
Switch 1 just to say,
Yes.
here's your stuff. You're gonna get some stuff this year. Don't worry. Granted, this is all a lot of small stuff, but there's some big games mixed in, and then they have the Switch this week. So tomorrow.
It'll be interesting to see, because everyone is, pretty sure that's going to be a cross-gen game.
Hmm.
How much better the Switch 2 version will look, because, you see the age of the Switch a little bit in that trailer we've seen.
Oh, yeah,
too.
100%.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Other news: Ubisoft is spinning out its Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six franchises into a new subsidiary backed by Tencent.
I called this.
What?
Not this
What is
exact,
that?
but I called this.
Yeah.
No
So
one knows
no
what
word
this
yet
is.
on what that means for other Ubisoft franchises or the company's approximately 19,000 employees. We don't have any news about that exactly, but doesn't sound like it's going to be under Ubisoft's umbrella anymore. So that's
Well, no. So the thing is, Ubisoft wanted.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft is in a bad financial situation where they needed
Yeah.
a lot of revenue, and despite Assassin's Creed Shadows doing well, by the way, I think they announced 3 million now or 4 million. I forget. They announced a new figure, and it's doing great. At least that we have reports from whatever regions are reporting so far. But it's just not enough to counteract the past couple of years of just duds, bombs, cancellations, delays, etc. They had a lot of stuff that just didn't hit the mark. Star Wars Outlaws most recently, last year. But they wanted money. But who's just going to be like, okay, well, we'll give you money if we buy you out, right? But Yves or whatever, however you pronounce his name, doesn't want to sell a company because obviously, why would you when it's your family legacy basically at this point? So I was like, oh well, how about we have joint control? We'll have like a subsidiary. And obviously, Tencent wants the guaranteed stuff, the Assassin's Creed, the Tom Clancy shit, and whatever. What was the third one?
Rainbow Six. Oh, you said
Rainbow
Rainbow
Six.
Six.
Oh no, we did Rainbow
that's
Six.
Tom
Tom
Clancy.
Clancy. That's Tom Clancy. It was Rainbow Six. Oh my gosh, I closed down.
Assassin's Creed.
So Assassin's Creed, Far Cry.
Far Cry.
Cry's
There we go.
involved.
That's the
Yeah.
Far Cry.
right. Those are the bread and butter. The surefire. Consistent every X years. You're gonna get one of those games. While Ubisoft tries to spit up other stuff, which again is kind of remarkable how we saw within one generation span. Ubisoft was firing on all cylinders, right? I mean, they had like For Honor. They had Corey, what was that one extraction type game you liked in the cities or whatever? There's two of them.
Oh, dang it! I did. Massive Entertainment made it, I think.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was that
You
called?
played
now?
it. You played.
I
didn't
know.
play
I
it.
can see it. I can see it. They made two of them, like you said. Massive multiplayer online game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So they're
Slipped in my
Division?
mind.
Yes, the Division.
There it
you go.
is.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you knew better than I did.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft needs to find new blood, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Tencent.
Still heard someone say that they employ like more people than EA. Apparently, I heard it on a podcast. I don't know if that's true, but they said it's so a lot of sunk costs for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and I guess
the other thing though is that because Ubisoft, European country or based in Europe, their wages are a lot lower than someone like EA, where they're based out of California. You talk about the big cities, Sacramento, San Diego, et cetera, et cetera. So while they might be employed more, the costs might even out. I'd be interested in showing that, but I don't think we get that kind of information about it.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a first look at a leaked Respawn and Bit Reactor's Star Wars turn-based tactical game that was on Reset Era had it leak on post on there, and I gotta say, XCOM Star Wars sounds good to me, right?
Sign me up.
That's what I'm getting from this.
I mean, that's again, like I said it in the Discord. This is more in line of what I was hoping for with that Turtles tactical game. This feels more like the Midnight Suns version, that style of actually animating and making the abilities look like abilities. So it looks interesting. I'm not as big on Star Wars as those other two IPs right now. Marvel and Turtles mean more to me at the moment, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, the two developers behind the game make quality games, so it's exciting.
Yeah. So, and lastly in the news, Monster Hunter Wilds tops 10 million units sold. So within the month, so 10 million units.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
Selling like hotcakes. So doing well. That's crazy how good that sold. I mean, not crazy, I guess. It's always been a very popular game, and I think everyone builds its hype more. So this one's just, it's good. It's a good trend. It continued it, right? I mean, that's really what we're going with. So good on them.
Wouldn't sell 10 million if it wasn't decent. So
yeah. So fun, I'm sure. So all right, and that's going to wrap up this episode. Stay tuned next week. We'll talk about our opinions of the Switch 2 reveal. So join us for that.
What's your price prediction and like
$3.99. $3.99. I'm gonna do it. $3.99, June 9th. I'm gonna go with that leak. I think it's accurate. Yeah,
$3.50. I think I'm gonna go lower. I think that Nintendo won't want to release something at $400.
I think it's $3.99.
Yep.
Well, I'll go higher.
Ooh, that if it goes higher, that doesn't necessarily mean instant purchase for me at this point.
No,
yeah,
$4.50. I'll say.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, you got to think of you got to think about the thing where there's optics behind your price sensitivity, right? And especially with all the stupid ass tariffs that our country is implementing on foreign countries right now, and apparently all countries in the next month or something. I don't know. I think Nintendo would want to avoid a price increase, like Sony has had to do in a lot of regions, like Microsoft has had to do in a lot of regions. So I think they would rather launch higher, $450, right? And then they have wiggle room, right? Because if they launch lower and they're like, oh shit, we got to raise the price, like, that would be disastrous. Because again, Sony and Microsoft did not raise prices in America. They raised prices in any other country, basically, because they know like the consumer backlash in America would be way harder or way rougher.
I get you there. I just 450 gets 450 gets really pricey. I was
thinking 430 maybe, but I think 450 is a nice round number. But I would hope it's 400 because it's easier to like the 399 is a little nicer number than seeing that 4 in front. But I don't know. We'll see. Today's day and age,
I saw somebody even say $4.99 though.
Oh no, I won't be buying it right away. Then I'll have to wait. That's gonna pause me.
Scary. That's scary.
Why? How much did you buy your Steam Deck for?
$3.99. I think I got it for $3.99.
Okay.
Did I get that for $3.99? Yeah,
I got that for $3.99.
Probably did at the point.
Yeah, I got it for $3.99.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, that's $4.99 is very possible. I think we could see it, but I do hope that they go lower.
With the 4, I mean, I don't believe it would like the lowest model, but I would believe like you could get the higher version. Tier, like you get double or triple the storage space. I don't know, premium finish or exotic color or whatever, and be like
for Joy-Cons.
Yeah, exactly, because
the Metroid Beyond bundle, $4.99.
Oh God,
the Beyond bundle.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll know next week, guys. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, we are live on Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock for the Moviecast and the Gamecast. Please join us for these live broadcasts. If you can't join us, YouTube's got all the episodes, so subscribe. That way you know when we go live. We will see you guys next week. We are out.